Hello, hello.
You are live, it says.
We are
Hello,
live.
fellow homesteaders.
Or non-homesteaders. We're just here
Yeah.
to hang out tonight.
Anybody that wants to chat.
Yeah.
We're welcome all. So,
Yeah,
another
we always look
Wednesday
forward to this part of the week because we have this live every Wednesday, barring disaster, sickness, or vacation.
night. Which on the homestead can happen. Even all
like
three.
that. like that. But yeah, we look forward to this every single week because we get to hang out with you fine folks. And this week we've got a couple of different things to talk about, kind of. I find when I kind of try to layer these things out and organize our lives, they go. I have a tendency to like veer off. So tonight we're talking about how homesteaders can take vacations and how breeding season is right around the corner. I am doing it's still in the middle of a herd reduction.
Already got some early breedings in.
Yeah, I have zero willpower when it comes to these goats, guys.
Hello,
Zero
Margie.
willpower. Hello, Jacob. How are you?
It says, hey.
Hey. I see you all over the goat tips and tricks with your copper bolus fixes. It always makes me laugh. Because that's what everybody wants to fix a goat with, right? Like, give it baking soda or copper bolus it. Like, well, we could look at the underlying
One thing we
reasons.
did talk about the Homesteaders of America conference, though, was that an ounce of prevention is much better than a pound of cure, especially in minerals and stuff like that. So
yeah,
that was a big driving talk for
it was, and that was like in breeding out the vet. Yep. And I really loved that specific conference.
Oh, look, the birthday boy's in here.
Hello,
tonight.
Birthday boy. It's Chad. Chad's birthday is today.
So
Chad is our brother-in-law.
Be sure to welcome or wish him happy birthday.
Welcome him to the chat and tell him happy birthday.
Welcome and happy birthday.
Yeah, but that was actually one of.
Jacob said, "Don't get me started with copper bowls."
I know. Everybody says that's what you need to fix it.
Too, though.
Not that I'm a fan of it. I give it when it's needed, but it's like anytime you're on one of those forums, people are like, "What's wrong with my goat?" And everyone's like, "Give it baking soda or give it copper bolus." I'm like, let's start out with the temperature, okay? Yeah. We can rule out a lot of things if we start with the temperature.
Yeah, you use it a lot for treating, but I do agree. You don't just jump into
It's
things.
like a once-a-year thing.
Actually, it's big on making sure you get all the evidence you need to make sure you can diagnose what is going on.
And we don't copper bolus unless like all of the telltale signs are there, and even then, like you'd have to have a real blood test to know what 100% if they're deficient.
You just know it's a treatment method. So.
Yeah, they get it always in the fall, right before breeding season. So
what's the other one you always say? Get a fecal.
Get a fecal, get a temperature, get a fecal.
Yep,
it's one thing nobody ever does.
Issues.
When their goats are sick, they're like, "What do I do?" I'm like, "Well, what's their temp?" And they're like, "Oh, I don't have a thermometer." I'm like, "You might want to fix that. You're gonna need like 3, and never bring them in the house because you don't take a goat's temperature the same way you take your own temperature. You don't want to get those mixed up."
And that is a risk in our household. One time I grabbed a thermometer.
I'm like, don't use it.
Every time I grab a thermometer, I make sure to ask what it was.
There's been once or twice where he's like, "Can I use this?" I'm like, "No, you cannot use that thermometer. I brought it in to clean it."
Yep.
And he's like, "I need this thermometer." I'm like, "Well, hopefully not for yourself."
Stephanie's back
Hello,
in tonight.
Fairview Family Farm.
And
Margie's in here.
Fellow Hoosier.
She is a fellow Hoosier. Stephanie, I'm glad to see you. Crazy Life Homestead, welcome. But what we were talking about with that breeding out the vet is
Rebel Canners made it.
Hello, Rebel Canners, welcome.
That's a channel we need to watch more.
We do need to watch a lot more of that. We keep saying that, but
especially if we're going to HOA.
Yeah, and with that HOA, that breeding out the vet conference, the one thing that I really appreciated about the breeding out the vet is he was really big about talking about how we're big pharma, just the United States, period. And it leaks into the livestock side of things too, and livestock husbandry, where we see things and the dogs are growling randomly.
Crouchy.
And we have a tendency to see a couple of different things in an animal and we throw medicine at them instead of looking at the core issue, where it's like, is it just an individual animal? Is the animal happy where it's at? Is it happy? Is it doing the normal things that it should be doing? Instead of finding like the root cause, we tend to paint over things with big pharma and treatments, which I agree. And we're all very, very guilty of that in livestock, especially if you have like larger herds, because it's an easy fix, but it doesn't fix the problem itself. So
look at that.
Hello, Emma.
How are my favorite Hoosiers?
Your favorite Hoosiers are so glad you're here with us, Emma.
That's
How are you? I know.
Especially coming from Emma.
I feel like there's not many Hoosiers out there.
Proud
but then again, Stephanie's in here and she's a Hoosier too.
Jacob said, absolutely give it if they need it. I've never needed.
What is that? It's the dog. Ignore that.
Someone knocking on the door. I've never needed to bolus my goats. 99.99999% of people don't even know what their local hay
I know.
is
And when they
deficient in.
ask, I'm like, go to your local co-op, get with your
Mhm.
extension office. They should be able to point you in the right direction. It's amazing how many people get things and just don't know how to take care of it. Actually, I've been having experiences like that lately
It
with
can be
goats.
tricky though, in all honesty,
It
because the
can.
goats can't sit there and tell you,
Well,
"Hey, my arm or my leg hurts,"
yeah,
or my, like you have
obviously
to
they
look
cannot.
visually.
They can't.
Yeah.
Communicate the same way we do. But I feel like
But
if
we
you
do have
your research, then you do know what the warning signs
resources
are.
to help us. Yes.
What are our resources, babe?
Temperature, fecal.
Yeah,
Again.
he's like temperature people.
If they're limping, their leg may hurt.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
But I'm sometimes, and I can't really fault too many new goat owners because who hasn't seen a cartoon where a goat isn't chewing on a tin can, that isn't just eating total garbage? So I'm not surprised when people first get into goats, if they don't do their research, they have no idea about diet, and then they're often scared when you talk about the diet.
Hello, Paragon Ridge.
Hello, Chrissy.
I think one thing you do struggle with though, sometimes intervening during birth, because sometimes that can be tricky.
It's because of this. It's not because of the people on the other side of the screen, but it's because of the people that watch the videos. It is, and all my content creators in here, that do livestock, that tightrope that we sometimes walk, because I want my goats to be able to do it naturally. Number one, I want to see which of my does can do this naturally, unassisted, but I'm certainly not going to sit there and watch a first-time freshener struggle while I'm right there. Yeah. Because sometimes, like a first-time freshener, when they struggle or they have a traumatic birth, sometimes that might cause them to not be such a great mommy at first. They might want to reject that baby because it's just been traumatic. It's not uncommon, but like if I can take that down a notch for them, I will. And he ultimately, if he's there, he's always been that person who's, hey, do you think maybe we need to get the vet? Yeah. Because he can usually tell, like, I'm starting to signal that I'm stressed and I don't think I can get babies repositioned. Because Nigerians, I mean, you can't get very...
It just helps to give her confirmation. Sometimes she has trouble because she has so much knowledge. Control. Yeah. Or just knowing where that wall is. And I can see at a certain point where
I start to get really flustered and panicked.
Sometimes it just is better to get professional help or an opinion that...
And our vet's so close, and he's
and it's somebody we severely trust. So Ashley's always, both of us are always open to his opinion, his feedback. He honestly,
he's gotten a couple kids unstuck that I did not think he was going to get unstuck. I've actually had one or two like that with Nigerians. With boars, it was not a problem. You could get your whole hand in there to reposition and do the work you need to, but on a smaller goat,
Nigerians are a little tighter.
They're not as easy to maneuver.
Is that Rachel?
Dystocia. Yes, it is, Rachel. Hey, I saw some of your interview with Lala Farms. That's super awesome. And are you guys excited about your meetup on Sunday?
Yep.
If any of you are down there on the Gulf Coast and you're looking for a meetup on Sunday,
check them out.
Get with Dusty Goat Homestead or Hidden Oaks Homestead because they have got a meetup.
Rachel, if you have the link,
Sunday.
Feel free to throw it in there.
I don't know if she can. It might have to be Emma that does it.
Oh, because
Emma's a mod.
She's got the hammer or the wrench.
Yes.
Or the band hammer.
Yeah. So you guys got me started on goats right off the bat. That's never good.
That's what we.
This is my that's my main focus here. I won't say that it shouldn't be my main focus because that's what I'm passionate about. And honestly, we've been talking a lot about how some people think like they're not true homesteaders. And I've had people point at me and say, hey, you just play with your animals all day. That's not really homesteading. And all I can think is like back in the pioneer days, we had to have a community. Yeah. I mean, most of the time, the person that practices animal husbandry isn't the same one to quarter it and put it into tiny little slices for the rest of the community. Or I'm not the same one that grows the grain and gets it to the animal. So you have to have community. We can't do everything ourselves. Yeah. And I think it's important that we embrace our strong points, but it's also important that we keep our mind open to do different things. My different thing is I want to can. Yeah. I want to do more food preservation. Even though technically I keep my animals alive, which that's food preservation right there. Goats give milk, meat, companionship, all that good stuff. So
Rachel said, we just got done with the live and we are super excited about the meetup.
I bet you are. I really hope it's a success. Like I said, we really want to go next year.
It's nice to be around like-minded people.
We really do. Hello, Haas.
Paragon Ridge said, I let mine do their thing all by themselves, and boy, have I got a lot of hateful comments from people telling me I should help them.
I know.
I like them to have it quiet and stress-free.
Yep.
Yeah.
And see, I get the other people who are like, you're too
I think
hands
you
on.
can't
I'm like,
win
well,
either
what do
way.
you want from
And
me?
honestly, I just go with the line that you know your goat's best,
Yeah.
and that you should
Well, and I think that also comes into people taking different
step in when
approaches
you
to
need to.
husbandry.
Yeah.
I mean, there are people that are 100, like Joel Salatin, be like, hey, if that cow doesn't pass her calf and she dies, well, my breeding stock just got better because I'm not keeping those weak genetics. Whereas other people will go out there and help the heifer or the cow birth and have a live calf on
Also,
cow
when
on the
you have
ground.
like one of your top show goats, you don't want them to
Well, and that's
go
kind of where
down.
I'm at
That's
right
where
now.
we're
Like, we actually have quite a few that I've dropped some money on. I'm like, if the moment they are in stress, I'm in.
yeah,
Like,
you
I'm
don't want
on
to lose
it.
that investment.
You know.
So. Jacob said, I love it when people try to pigeonhole what a homesteader is, came to do what we do out on our farm, and tell me where to make changes to be a real homestead.
I know, it kills me. When someone kind of throws that at me, it like stings real hard, but at the same time, I guess you have to, what did you call? You have to be strong stemmed because you're just like, whatever, I'm going to do what I'm going to do, and I'm going to do what's best for my farm. Might not be what's best 2 or 3 blocks down the road.
Honestly, I mean, it's your passion. Do what you want to make you happy. Honestly, as long as you're not hurting animal inappropriately, or just doing things carelessly. Do what you enjoy and do it the way you feel is the best for your homestead.
100%.
So
100%. There's always going to be someone to tell you how you
Rachel
do it
say,
wrong.
get in your car and get down here. I think that's what
I really would, but we're going to be getting in our car and going somewhere else.
Are fighting that so hard. Yeah. We're headed towards your direction, but
just
not
all
that
the
far
way down there.
Yeah. Believe me, we fought that hard.
Yeah, Mark was very much trying to figure out a way to still keep everybody happy, but go to this and it not like.
We'd love to
be
go
a
down
lot,
and hang out with
but
Chip and Nicole, have fun with them.
Well, we want to hang out with
And then we'd have to call Emma because we had fun hanging with her. And then we'd have to call probably Freedom. We'd just have to call everybody.
We'd have to be like, everybody come.
One's probably too far away. Call them, everybody. Yep.
See, there's no, come this way.
Emma did post the Gulf Coast Homesteaders Meetup information in there, along with the Facebook link.
Mm-hmm.
So feel free to click that and recommend if you can go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
there'll be a lot of good people. They talked about the speakers we mentioned before. They have a great
Cog Hill
list.
Farm, Floribama, Florida. Floribama. They got Hamiltonville Farm. They've got David the Good. They've got all kinds of speakers that are going to be there, and it's going to be fantastic.
Which I think is cool too, because a lot of the speakers weren't a part of Homesteaders America, so you'll get a different flavor. If you went there, you could still go to this and get a whole new.
It's good because some of them have different focuses. So like Hamiltonville Farm, I know that he does a lot with tractors, but his wife has Black Barn Farm. I know it's something to do with flowers. She does more of the flower farm side. And then you've got Cog Hill that does just everything. They're just fantastic. And I know Floribama is really big in their garden. A lot of those people know what they're talking about, and they come from a lot of different ways to set up a homestead and to execute the same goal that we're all trying to do. So that's where I'm drawn, is where someone's doing something that I'm doing, but they're doing it a little bit of a different way, because then I can pull from their experiences and their ideas and kind of make them my own and mold them to work for me.
Yeah.
I think that's where some people miss out. They get stuck in the mold and they don't realize homesteading is fluid. And it's like, it doesn't have to be just so. You can tweak that, or you can make it something a little bit different. Mm-hmm. And you'll still get good results. You can't,
if you're constantly chasing someone else's
Jacob
thoughts.
said, you can't pigeonhole people in
if you're chasing somebody else's dreams or the way they do it too, you're going to probably not going to last long in it.
No, because everybody has their different strengths.
It might have been Daniel Southon that talked about like the 5-year homesteading process, where a lot of Joel that mentioned it. It was like 5 years is usually the typical time frame where a homesteader will fail, is because first 2 years are gung ho. Years 3 and 4, things start catching up. They're having trouble getting through it and struggling. And then 5 years, they're ready to break it up. So, if you don't have things the way you want them, it's going to be hard to get that passion going for it. So,
Jacob, how is Iowa this time of year?
I've been out to Des Moines for work.
Yeah,
it was pretty cool out there.
I'm assuming it's pretty close to what we've got going on here.
Yeah, pretty similar.
We won't be able to go too far to drive for a one-day event and on a Sunday. I know, Emma. I know.
Rachel said, "Oh, the Smokies love it there."
Yes,
it's awesome.
And the leaves are already somewhat changing here, so I'm thinking by the time we get down there that the leaves are going to be in full-blown color change, which means it will be insane in the park, but it'll be well worth the wait to see that.
Oh, Patty's here tonight.
Hello,
Patty.
Patty.
Good to have you.
Yeah, see, Rachel at Dusty Goat Homestead has all their different speakers.
Yeah.
It's gonna be that's a good lineup.
That's a good list.
That's a really, really good lineup. 100%. So what's new with everybody here in the chat?
Yeah.
Tell me something good about your week so far. Something good about my week so far is I have 0 willpower and I've already bred a goat. I've already had one of our goats bred. And I said I wasn't going to start until after we came back from the Smokies.
It's definitely breeding season. All the ladies yell every time you step out of the house.
Screaming and smells like buck.
Our mean buck broke out of the pen today.
Thank goodness she caught it. Yeah. Where are you?
I was on the call and she's yelling at the goat in the background. So
did they hear me?
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, he sent me a GIF through because we work for the same company. So anybody who doesn't know, we work for Liberty Mutual. We both work remotely, and they have Microsoft Teams. So we get to send each other messages every now and then, even though now we're in the same room. And he sent me a GIF, and he was on a training call, and I guess she had said something along the lines like she was going to have to leave a comment for somebody just because they didn't do something right. And I had just gotten his GIF, and I'm like, stupid, but he wasn't muted. So she had said something along the lines of like saying someone had done something wrong, and then heard me say stupid, but she didn't know like I'm in the room with him. So I think I got Mark in trouble. He's like, my wife is in the same room as me, so if you hear talking,
it's one of those things on the other end where it's silent. I'm like, oh great.
She thought I was calling her stupid. Yeah. I'm like, I'm calling your GIF stupid.
Jacob said, yep, it clouded up today and the fall cool weather rushed in. I'll bet you'll see it in a couple of days. High of 55 tomorrow. I'm so ready.
It is nice to get a cool down, and all the bugs are kind of slowing down.
Probably is headed our way.
It is headed our way, I'm sure. I'm feeding my bees tomorrow because we're getting
a little bit of warm. It's going to be a grandma again. Look,
congratulations. Are you? Congrats. How
that
wonderful.
Means another farmhand.
Yes. Someone else to help you canning down the road.
There you go. Extra help. No, just kidding. That's awesome.
Rachel, you saw that on Facebook. So anybody that follows me like on Instagram or Facebook, I'm really active there. Like probably way more active than I should be. But I did start my breeding season yesterday. I bred 2 girls that are getting ready to leave our farm because the new farm they're going to is about a half-hour away. She doesn't want to keep a buck, and I figured I'll keep my bucks happy breeding these 2 girls before they go, and I'm keeping them to see if they cycle. So 21, 25 days, somewhere around in there, I should be able to know. And we're letting her bring another lady to be loved on. So Liberty Bibberty, yes.
Haas said, we got our AC installed, and it's so much colder than the last because it also controls the humidity.
Oh.
We got our fire pit and a new espresso machine.
Is the espresso machine how you're getting all that work done?
Yeah, that would definitely kick you into high gear.
Is that your energy to keep your projects flowing?
Reminds me of that episode. Of course, my daughter loves The Office. They get an espresso machine. Everybody's around the office.
You start like ripping up the carpet because they're like, there's beautiful hardwood floors under here. It's ridiculous. Ever since we got Peacock, it's got The Office on there, so our daughter's been making us watch it.
But that sounds like an awesome week so far, Haas.
Yeah.
It's not even
way to be productive, bud.
Halfway over yet.
I know.
It's Wednesday.
Just finishing up some canning. Only about 30 butternut squash to go. Only. Wow. Sounds like you're busy.
That's some productive work.
It is really productive. I'm proud of you. If nobody else is proud of you, I'm proud of you because I really want to can.
Yeah. Rachel said work on last minute stuff for the event. So busy. I bet you guys are. All that work.
Ugh.
Patty said it's off and on rain and in the 60s here. Fall, yes.
I haven't been able to go deer hunting yet this year, and I am remiss. Like, I am salty. You can ask him. He came home, and I'm like, best night with the bow so far. And I probably won't be able to get to go out until next Saturday.
Emma said you're one of those GIFs people.
He said the GIF. Wait, is it GIF?
I think it's actually GIF, but a lot of
GIF
people call
or
it
GIF, whatever the heck it's called. I am one of those people, but he sent one to me because someone spilled their coffee this morning on their desk and then was like, oh, trying to wipe it all up. And he's like, oh my God, my monitor's not working. He's like, my docking station for my laptop is blinking. And he was on a training call. So like he was having to do all these different things.
Of course, I'm thinking it's a technical issue.
He's like, I fried it. I must have got coffee on one of these outlets or something. And I went down and the power strip got flipped off because he went down there and was moving around and flipped it off. I'm like, well, this needs to be on. I'm sure your butt. Well, what were you doing? Dragging your butt on the floor like a dog?
Yep. Had to itch. Haas said, I didn't do jack for this AC. It's too hot in this attic for that fat boy. Hey,
There's nothing wrong with calling in the professionals to get paid to do the things we don't want.
Well, hello, Julie, a new viewer. Found you from other channels I watched that went to HOA. So glad to find peeps from East Central Indiana homies.
Does that mean, Julie, that you're from this area?
I believe so.
Julie, that's amazing. What area are you
in? East Central
in?
Indiana.
If you don't mind, you can just go county if you don't want to be like, oh, I'm here, here, here. You know, just in case you're like witness protection or something.
Local friend.
I know. I'm glad that we're finding more Hoosiers. Actually, there was like a Hoosier Homestead hangout
found about
last Sunday, and we missed it. We did. I heard about it on Monday while I was helping to mod for Freedom Homestead, which was crazy because of TROLLS's. I don't want to jinx it, so I'm not even going to say the word out loud. But I was going through Facebook. I'm like, we missed the Hoosier Homestead hangout. And it was only like an hour from the house. I was very upset.
Yeah.
Very, very upset. So maybe next year.
Rachel said, well, I'm hoping my broody hens hatch the Silkies babies this week. Not sure of date. They just start sitting, so I'm sure it'll be a surprise.
Those are always sweet surprises, though. I love when a hen like disappears.
And they're lucky they're down south. So they can hatch them right now.
See, ours are just, they're almost done.
Ours is pretty much quite late.
Yeah.
Patty said, got rid of the junker boat for free, and the lady who took it is building a tiny home on the trailer.
Oh,
God
how
bless.
neat.
Oh, that is so cool.
That's so cool.
I love the tiny home.
Oh, you're in Rush County, so you're not far. We're in Union.
Yep.
Not bad.
Neighbors.
Northern Indiana, Fairview Family Farm, west of Warsaw. Look at all my Hoosiers in here tonight. That's so awesome.
State support. And then there's the Canadian.
Yes.
Thorhaven Farm. Darren.
Hello, Darren.
You guys only have a minute. Been so busy. Hope you're amazing. Love you guys. Love you too, Darren. And I know you guys have been busy. You guys have been killing it with all the butchering and
been smoking hams, baby cows.
Thank God Brigitte is okay after we watched that live where you talked about the premiere. Where you talked about
So we have a couple new faces in our chat. Darren at Thorhaven Farm is up in the Great Wide North. He is a Canadian. He homesteads. They're fabulous. I love their channel. Make sure you go check them out. Watch some videos. If you like their video, subscribe. Make sure you interact with him because he's pretty awesome. They're pretty hilarious.
And we need to call out Emma's here because I did see Matt's knife. He was awesome.
Yes.
We finally butchered our chickens and got through 30 of them with Matt's knife, full freezer, and sweet knife.
It is a beautiful knife too, Emma. Like seriously, when you showed me what he was going to be making the handle out of, I was like, man, that is going to be a beautiful
sure to pass
knife.
on the compliments to Mike.
Yes,
Matt,
he's super, super talented. Yeah, and Emma over at Sunny's Place is pretty much our neighbor. She is in Missouri. She is a wonderful mod that keeps everything in line here. You guys should check her out too.
I said all them Hoosiers, but what about them Boilers last Saturday?
I don't follow any college stuff.
We don't really follow the college football stuff. So you'll have to tell us what about them Boilers.
You could be like, I'm about to be like, what about them?
I used to. I don't watch much sports anymore, honestly.
Yeah.
I do follow a little bit of Tampa Bay just because I followed Brady when I was younger. And he's still hanging on. I figured he'd be retired by now, but he's still hanging around. So up there's Steve.
There's Bomber Steve.
It was so those biceps looking huge, mate.
I know.
Look, woo. Yeah. Probably just inflammation from all the different states.
It's just
but it was so awesome to interview with you and Julianne Sunday night. It was just awesome
we had
to talk with you
such
guys.
a good time.
Yeah, we were still reaming after that. Live was over.
You guys are just such a great couple. Guys, there's a lot of good channels. If anybody in here has not seen some of these channel names that are coming up, make sure you go visit them because they're awesome.
Sunny plugged in Thorhaven Farm, so check them out. Evelyn,
being
hi all. Sorry I'm late.
Ever.
Glad you're here, Evelyn.
Glad you're here, Evelyn.
How are you doing, Evelyn? Haven't heard from you in a little bit on how is she still working at that job? Was it seasonal?
You're on downtime now, Evelyn, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
So you're kind of just chilling and taking it easy because you're. I remember talking about
the sun. Just getting for a while there.
That's nothing to mess around with either. My goodness. They spanked number 2 Iowa, taught them what a woodshed is used for.
I love that. You should be an announcer.
Okay.
I could see that.
Well, then I'm glad that we're in Indiana. I was like, I don't know.
How about them Boilers then?
Tell me about them. Oh, see, there's Darren messing with my Nightbot again. Hey, Nightbot, let us know about the awesome swag. Yeah. Darren looks good in our swag.
I think Nightbot knows how good Darren looks in that hoodie, and that's why.
Darren, you need to get a Nightbot.
For some reason,
too.
when you come in, Darren, Nightbot seems to get even more active. He starts.
I put that in the settings, so when Thorhaven comes in, he twice as fast.
Darren's in here. Start messing with him.
Was so great to have you on the channel. Was so great to spend time with people with similar outlooks on.
Yeah.
It is. It's refreshing. It's like we were talking about coming back from HOA. That it's really easy to feel very isolated when you're self-sufficient because we take that self very, very seriously, and we throw ourselves into what we're doing on our homesteads or our backyard gardens or anything like that, and we tend to isolate ourselves a little bit. So it is super nice to get to have a community and to come in what we like to call a fellowship with people that are like-minded and do the same things that we do.
For sure.
Okay, so one of the things that I've been bugging Mark about this week, I'm sure he's super happy about. So I bugged him to hurry up and make some progress on the duck pen. So we actually made a lot of progress on our duck pen. I didn't realize how close we were to being done.
Pretty much.
Yeah, they're pretty much in the space. So we have 2 out of the 4 pen sides done, but we have our Premier 1 fencing kind of taking up the sides to keep them in that area. But now I'm harassing him about garden boxes because I had held off on really pushing manure or pulling things out of stalls so that I could start to hugelculture and let this stuff sit over the wintertime. So now I'm up his butt over garden boxes. Mm-hmm. Which with wood, with lumber prices, and then I love the way that the metal boxes look, but they're a little pricey too. And a lot of times they're not very tall.
On the fence on what materials to go with too. So we've looked at wood, which we had before. I used deck boards, but they were a little thin, and I mean, they lasted 6 or 7 years. And honestly, could have gone a couple more years. But now moving them, they're not in great shape. That I don't want to use them go forward because I would have to replace them soon.
Yeah, they're not going to hold that much longer.
So if I did that, it'd probably be 2 buys. Looked at metal boxes. Amazon has a bunch. Ashley said, though, an important factor is, especially after talking to Utterman's Farms, they talked about making sure you had height on your boxes so you don't have to break your back bending over constantly. They said that doesn't get easier every year that you garden, which makes sense.
It doesn't.
So we've looked into those. The price is coming down, unfortunately, because I think it's
off season for gardening. So we're hoping to bank on some of those. I know that I've seen Vigo metal raised gardens. I know she's killing it again.
Put in
Emma.
The interview. So be sure to check that out, guys. It's on Sweeney Creek's channel, which is Steve.
Yeah,
Steve.
And go visit him. He's from the land down under.
So
we've got a lot of people from a lot of different places in here tonight. Which is nice to see that diversity.
Metal boxes
so I was looking at a lot of these different metal raised beds, and some of those are coming down in price too, just because it's the fall, so they know it's off season as well. But the one thing that I've noticed with them is sometimes it's hard to get them to go like 20 inches tall. Like 17 seems like that's like the make it or break it. 16 or 17, which I could totally live with. But it's just one of those things where I'm like, how long do those last before I'm like, I can't handle a bed that low to the ground. I need to move it up again. So I think we'll probably win out with doing wooden boxes, just because even with a framed wooden box for a raised garden bed, you can do things to add height to it, to reinforce it, and to keep it going a lot longer. But then again, the metal boxes are pretty. I'm terrible for like the aesthetics. I'm like, I want it to look nice. Huh?
Oh, it's just something about hair color.
Hair color.
Yeah. Emma's said my grays are starting to take over. Don't talk about grays. I got some in my beard.
They make you look very dapper.
I did dye my beard once, but never done that again. It dried it out a little bit.
Remember? Did you dye it?
Yeah. Remember I had that black hair color.
I remember that now.
Yeah, it was back when, what was his name? I think it was Brian Wilson was like a relief pitcher for the San Francisco Giants. And like he had like a coal black beard, and that was like big at the moment. And I wanted to try. It was when I first started growing beards, and I dyed it, and it made it like really dried and crispy. Like it wasn't very nice.
That's what dye does.
I know.
Well, actually, if you used black, it really shouldn't have. If you'd have lifted the color out with
bleach,
I just live
with the brown and gray. But the beard is also the reason. I'm stuttering now. Is the reason I dropped my coffee this morning, because my coffee cup mug was slick. Like metallic style.
Because of beard oil.
And the beard oil was on my hands.
The beard oil got
it.
it.
Slipped right out of my hands. So there's downfalls to it.
Why you just gotta be all coiffed? You gotta keep this face mane under control without that oil in the morning, dude.
Have some civility to yourself.
Your homestead is what gets you out of bed every morning.
That's the way it should be.
Amen, Crazy Life Homestead. Is that not the truth? I wonder if you can get non-treated railroad ties. Would be great. We had thought about that, and we were looking into it because we know creosote seeps into the soil and isn't good.
Because we do use railroad ties for our garden beds that are flowering, not where we eat out of.
Yeah.
So, like we do them around the edging for our flower beds, but just because of the creosote doesn't sound like a good thing to ingest. We don't use it for. But those would be awesome if they were non-treated.
They really would, and maybe we could find that.
Heavy.
You might be able to find them non-treated somewhere.
That's one reason I like
Bruce.
them. You can mow up against them. Yep.
Thank you, Bruce, for quieting all of my fears over my hives. I took off my.
Actually took your advice and followed it.
Yes, I went ahead and removed all the extra
and promptly got stung like 6
4 times. It was the last hive too. They were pissed. Boy, they were
through
angry.
The suit. She always ends up getting the bees with the longest stingers.
Yeah. They got me like twice, like right next to each other, and then up on the bicep and then on the belly because I'm fat and my belly like the suit doesn't hang off my belly because I've gotten a little bit more rotund in my older age. So I got 4 stings. They're fine now. I mean, they were a little itchy yesterday, but it is what it is. It's the fall time. They get really angry when I'm in the fall.
We're thinking of doing wood for our new beds and using, was it shashubuguman? To treat them. Love the look of it and how long they last. What is that?
I'm going to look into that.
Yep.
Even if it's not something I want to do, I want to look at it purely because of its name. Yeah. I'm intrigued by the name.
Yeah, my grandpa used to, which is an old farmer's method, is using like oil on the bottom of fence posts, which isn't great for the soil, but a lot of farmers did that back in the day.
Have you looked at the metal and wood ones we built here? Yes. But then I was looking at like the metal at Menards the other day and was like, ugh.
Yeah.
But it might be worth it because I won't have to bend over and they'll last longer.
The thing is, our garden, like our new one, is probably 2 times bigger than our old one. Yeah. So we already had quite a few garden boxes in our old one, and
not
now
even making a dent.
So
we actually, when he was working on the fence, I drug a lot of the boxes over and like started lining them up to kind of just get a visual because I'm a very visual person. Sometimes I won't really dedicate myself to a project until visually, like I can see what it's going to be. Because I'm just flaky like that sometimes. And we were putting them together and Mark was like, wow. I'm like, yeah, this is like double to triple the space we had before. So we need double to triple the amount of boxes that we had. So I have looked at those, Patty, and I love them. They seem like they're very functional, but I worry about the price.
Mm-hmm.
I worry about the price. But if I can find metal that's not too expensive, then where to go?
She has a bunch of seeds, so it's not something where she wants to just like
I'm getting ready to order seeds again.
She's like, I need all of them.
I need all of them now. No seed left
unplanted.
I am
in a crunch to get it all done.
I haven't been cracking the lid.
You even looked at this. Did we mention the cinder block?
He asked me about cinder block beds today. Who uses cinder block beds?
They're not beautiful, but
they're ugly.
They are very durable, and
can you stack them high without them like falling over?
Yeah.
You can.
You stagger them, yep. And they give you a nice berm to sit on. I've noticed people said because they're about 8 inches wide.
Yeah.
So you can sit on the edge of them. I just don't. I'm not exactly excited the way they look, especially in the
who has
visually
painted
appealing
them?
side.
Has anybody here painted them with good luck with paint?
Yeah,
I know you'd have to have like probably treat it like with the acid, right?
No, they're pretty porous.
Are they pretty porous where they would soak up paint? If I could paint them funky colors, I'd be okay with that.
Nice thing is they are super cheap. It's one of the benefits. So you could get a bunch
But what did we say about things earlier? Sometimes for certain things, if you pay cheap, you get cheap results.
Thing is, it's not cheap from the durability aspect. It's more cheap from the cosmetics.
Okay, he's got me there.
All right. So Sweeney's Creek said new video on Bomber Steve.
Yes.
Lovely little eastern brown snake who decided to slide about 1 foot away from my boot. So
second
cute.
Most venomous snake, right? Am I correct there?
Crazy. I think I'd be
I'd be
a little
running.
sketched out, but Steve is not scared of it.
San Francisco Giants, boo! Yes.
I'm not a fan at all. I just
he loved the
I am
face
a fan
name.
of nice beards.
Yeah.
Like they said on the Homesteaders of America conference, the recap video, the beard envy.
Yeah.
I do get beard envy.
There was some serious beards there, though,
There
man.
was a lot of beard action. Haas said, I want grays. I'd trade you, Haas, but I don't want your, what was it? He had blue hair or green hair the other day when you were trying to get it to the white.
Yeah, weren't you using like a toner?
Yeah, he was trying to like get it to be the Santa white, I think is what he's going for.
You do, but I understand why she was recommending that. Because if you've got like a lot of yellow, then they try to give you like blue to kind of, but it made it green.
Steve said, can we not talk about the NFL? It's a sad topic for us Dolphins fans. Has been for a while, I think, Steve.
Unless you're playing the Patriots, and then most of the time you guys are having a good game.
Crazy Life said, I'm still waiting for an appointment to view the property. Still crossing my fingers and praying for his property. It's a hard week. We'll continue praying.
I hope that you all of a sudden get to see it.
That you get that.
I hope that appointment comes through.
Hopefully you get it.
Yes. Hello, Black's Tropic, my soul family. How are you doing? What is your favorite tropical fruit to grow? Because I know you guys do. Yeah, I said soil family.
Oh, they said soul family.
No, soil family. Soil and soul, though, pretty close to one another.
Soil.
Good for the soul. Soil is good for the soul. So what's your favorite tropical fruit to grow? Because I know that's what you guys kind of do, right? You guys in Alabama or Georgia? Can't remember which one you're from. Sweet. He starts moving the chat, and I'm like trying to.
I have to reach because I don't have my usual mouse. They're all talking.
I tried to give you your mouse. You said no.
Yeah. Easy Highland Homestead here tonight.
Hello, Nick. How are you doing?
He's got a little happy face with a cowboy hat and a thumbs up.
I like that. Howdy.
Hey, none of that emotion.
It's like cleared out my quiver Sunday morning while my sight was off. 8 point. You did?
Oh,
good for you.
But hold on. He said what? They said while my sight was off.
8 point. But did you get your 8 point?
Or did you just see the 8 point shot at it and
emptied your quiver because your sight was not on? Which sucks.
Yeah.
That's almost worse than dropping like your trigger release from the deer stand or forgetting it.
We have a story where Ashley saw a doe. I think it was a doe walking across in front of our tree stand. She was sitting in my tree stand.
I hate this story.
By the way, and happened to shoot, and she nailed
the tree
right in front of the tree stand.
I jerked. I was too. It was when I first started bow hunting.
Every time I go to sit in that tree stand, I think the arrow finally fell out. But it was there for years, just sitting eye level directly at the tree in front of me. And every time I sit there and think, man, she nailed that shot. Nailed that tree.
Your butt. He will not let me forget that. Mm-hmm. Will not let me forget that. Ever.
I should have cut that tree down and like mounted it on the wall. Put the arrow in it. That'd have been awesome.
Boy, I got some choice words for you. I can't say on the live. That's some choice words for you.
Hello, Nick, here in Arizona.
Yes.
Okay, so I was wondering about the AZ, if that was Arizona or not. I didn't know if it's A to Z, like alphabet or.
Yes, it's Arizona.
Steve said, my favorite fruit is gooseberry or
the kiwi fruit. Love it with ice cream. I don't think I've had that. I bet if we go to Jungle Gyms, we could, though.
Yeah. We
still need to find, and as soon there's one that I started following. Ew, burped right.
Yeah. Take a drink of that one.
You're so gross.
It's like Obama.
You looked right at me and burped.
It was like grunt, like the bucks do. The blubber.
Oh, okay. You keep going.
I'll
with that.
stick out my tongue in a minute.
Right. Whatever. But we I think it was Aussie Gardening or something like that. They started following me, and I was looking at his channel, and I followed him back, and he was doing like a Vegemite review, and I put that on my queue for later so that I can look at it because I would really like to try it like live because I think that would be really neat. And I'm a lot more adventurous when it comes to my palate and food now than when I was younger. Before I'd be like, I don't even care to try it, but now I'm intrigued. I want to kind of try it. So Nick says, doing well here. We have our live stream tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern. I just started bow hunting this year. Had a mule deer buck 30 yards from me. Didn't have a shot, and then I got busted. That's the worst. Aww. You know what's the worst, though, is the doe that sits at 50 yards and just stomps and snort wheezes, and you're just like, get out of here. You're like, come on. Like come into 40 yards. I'm going to take you out because you're letting every deer in the whole wood know I'm here.
That's awesome, Nick. You got to see one. I mean,
yeah, and mule deer, Those are big, big deer.
Yeah.
Not like our whitetail here. Whitetail are a lot smaller compared to your mule deer.
Because I know people have sat in stands for years and didn't see any. So hopefully he'll come back. Yeah, I've had those.
We have had years where it's like there's just
not lately though. It's been
the last couple of years has been really good to us.
Did you see that from Patty up there?
No.
Something about mosaic the
That's a beautiful idea, Patty.
That would be super cool.
Oh my god!
You love
you
mosaics
can do that. Yeah,
too.
do it.
We could try it on a box or two, see how it works out.
Well, maybe I'll make just like a cement block like that, a planter for small things first, and see like how I like doing the mosaic stuff.
That'd be cool. You would love it.
Patty, you're so
Ashley
good.
has always liked the way mosaics look.
I do, and it's something I've always wanted to do, but not
Patty
been able
knows
to. My mom's really good at doing mosaics.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how many years
Patty
like
it.
I know because she's like my soul sister though, artistically. 100%. Patty knows. Get a stronger bow. Cam Haynes hit 50 in his sleep.
Easier said than done.
Easier said than done.
Yeah, I mean, you can practice get to it, but I mean,
there's nothing like
you see that
though.
big old mule buck or
It's
mule
different.
deer in Nick's case, and you can get a little shaky sometimes getting excited about it.
Buck fever is a real thing.
Even with
Hell,
a gun,
I get it just with the doe coming close enough. I'm like meat in the freezer, but yeah, even gun is different.
Mm-hmm.
So
you still get a little bit of buck fever though.
For deer, I still get buck fever a lot.
Oh, tonight I got to spend some time with my friend at the range because he is going on a hog hunt down in Tennessee, which I'm super jealous of. What awesome that he gets to go, and excited to hear if he gets anything.
I hope he tells us like how good it was because I
definitely
really
hope he
like
gets
to
some
do
too
that.
because I know that's like a very nuisance animal down there
Yeah.
that they're trying to clear out. So good luck to my friend Cody who's going down there. I was like, wonder why he was like all gung ho to sight his gun, and then he told me that I'm like,
that's why.
That is awesome.
Because he all of a sudden reached out today. He's like, "Do you guys have time to help sighting a gun?" And I'm like, "He does. I'm not going." So Nick, I got a question. So are you guys just in bow season, and do you get a rifle season, or are you on lottery in Arizona? Because I know some areas like you only get to hunt based off of lottery, and then even lottery can designate you to specific zones depending on where you're at. So I'm always interested to see what it's like for other people in different areas, especially because your ecosystem and terrain is so different from ours. Like I find that extremely interesting.
Joe Mama's here tonight.
Can't say, just want to say hello. That's okay, Joe Mama. I'm glad that you always stop in and say hello to us.
Oh, the comment jumped. I almost heard the next one. I almost said not hunter, but it's a great feeling to have meat in the freezer.
It sure is.
Unless you've got a cat. Felt bad for her.
I
really
did too. You know, Mark's over here with the salt today, just like sprinkling it over things. Like, I hope that don't hurt.
It's my way of saying, hey, I'm catching up on your videos.
You were stalking him on the ground, Nick?
Oh, man.
And got within 30 yards behind a juniper tree, waited for him to move, then I got busted. That's tough, too, to be at full draw. Well, to stalk and then to try to draw on the ground that close is just like, it's crazy.
In Arizona might be a little bit different terrain, but here in the fall when we hunt, it's awful because of the leaves. Like you can't walk anywhere without sounding like an elephant coming through the woods.
You can. It's a skill.
Ashley thinks she's being quiet, trying to tiptoe. I can hear her from 40 yards away.
No, you can't, because if I can, I will leave for my stand 10, 15 minutes before him because I'm like, you're killing me.
Mm-hmm.
You're killing me, Smalls.
And then I'm sitting there and I'm like, I can hear exactly where,
He thinks it's me, but it's him.
I'm in my stand sitting already and I can.
No, you went to stands further than me last couple times. There's only one time you went hunting with me that I went further from you.
She thinks she hovers above the ground as she goes over.
I hate you.
I will tell you though, like even a small animal like a squirrel will sound like
a deer.
Yeah, you're like, oh, here comes something. You get excited. No.
Yeah.
I'm guessing Arizona. I mean, as far as I know,
that's a lot of scrubland. I'm guessing desert and probably rockier terrain.
Mountainous areas, so.
Rockier terrain.
That is awesome. Still though, to get within 30 yards by stalking.
It says we put in for general mule deer tags in many hunt units, but didn't get drawn. We have an over-the-counter tag for mule deer in 2 seasons, one velvet and one winter.
Oh,
that's
cool.
neat. I hope you get one.
Yep.
Like seriously, good luck. 100%. I know. Look at Emma with her ouch with the kitty sign. You hurt her feelings.
Aww.
Your kitties are cute though, right?
They are.
Emma, you should totally find someone to take you out to hunt. Even if it's just like squirrel or dove hunting, that's super fun.
Or you get a chance to come up.
If you're out here, we'll take you hunting.
Haas said, in Florida, the deer are so small we don't use bows. We follow the trees and throw the buck and a rear naked chokehold. Haas always has the best comments. Oh, that's funny.
You're
I believe
so wrong
it. You
with
guys
you,
do
Haas.
have
You are
some
not
tiny deer
right.
because Ashley was showing me some of the deer down in Tennessee when we visited
They're
our family.
tiny in Tennessee.
Yeah, were they the axis deer or something like that?
No, they're not axis. They're just.
I always call them axis.
You call them
axis deer are small deer.
They
but
are
they're,
tiny deer.
I think somewhere else.
They're smaller, 100%. But I don't get to go out hunting, Nick, until next Saturday. But here, like the peak for big bucks to start moving. Like I've always had wonderful luck seeing, not getting, but seeing the big boys moving around Halloween. Because it's like those first does that are coming into season like ahead of everybody else because they don't all come into season at one time. That's why you have like a second estrus here.
I always find it amazing too how deer follow weather fronts so well and stuff like that. It
Well,
just
like,
have that natural intuition. Full moon
it's a full
nights.
moon tonight. So if it were me, I wouldn't hunt in the morning because they run all night and they will sleep all day because the moon lit it up. So and it is a very beautiful full moon, or it was. I don't know where it's at. There it is. Sorry, I had to look at it.
Make sure you aren't lying.
Shut up.
Nick
I knew it was a full moon, y'all.
Oh, hello, Adrian.
Hey, Adrian, how are you?
How close is she to the...
I was going to ask, so how's showing your house been going? I've enjoyed seeing your nature journals with Stuart and Lady Chicken and your bluebirds and your towhees. Very, very cool. Yep. Super cool.
Did you read about Nick in there?
Says we are in the mountains of Arizona. We have elk hunting here too in North. Nick.
That is awesome.
If you ever want people to tag along with you.
I think they did open a couple elk hunts in Indiana.
Kentucky. No, recently. In Indiana?
Yeah, I think I read that somewhere.
Is it in southern Indiana then? Like
it's
down
one of the prairie lands that they've reintroduced.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Maybe that they're saying they're getting close or they did finally.
I know they have lottery in Kentucky.
But
they have lottery.
I think they also reintroduced buffalo. What? Then we have that black bear that keeps getting all the press.
Our celebrity black bear in Indiana that keeps moving around. I think it's the only
one that they really know of. So
yeah, it can stay where it's at. I don't want to run into a black bear.
She got an offer today.
Yay!
We're accepting it. Congratulations,
Congrats, Adrian! I'm so happy for you.
Congratulate Adrian on that.
So hello, Angie. Me and you, Acres.
That I think finalizes probably the plans for her to move to the Caribbean.
Yeah, so she's the U.S. Virgin Islands.
Yep.
When are you moving
like
there?
Great place
or are you waiting kind of like till this pans out and gets everything ready, and then you're like, now we're going.
We need to go visit our friend Adrian and Dan.
Yes, Adrian, if you ever need a company.
Never been to the Caribbean. Sounds awesome. Yeah.
I'm really excited to see the journal you do there.
Literally shaking inside scary. It is a big move.
It is a big move. It's a lot of change.
Understand.
It's a lot of change, but I think it's gonna do wonders for you. Yeah. I just have a really good feeling about it for you.
I look forward to hearing how it goes.
Yeah. Oh, Angie and Me and You Acres is another of our Canadian YouTubers. She's fantastic. Building off grid, super exciting. Indiana is not very nice about off grid stuff. The more I read into it, the more I'm like, okay, Indiana, like you could be kinder to your off gridders because I'd love to go off grid. She said this needs to pan out, but we will be there likely before the end of the year.
Wow. That's not very far away.
Fast.
And this year is flying by. I couldn't believe it's already near the end of October.
I know.
I still looked at the calendar.
I know.
So
it's
that will not take very long to happen.
No, it'll be Christmas before you know it.
Yep. Patty said we have bow and gun season here. Have to put in for deer tags and a lottery. Also have a lottery for elk, bow, and gun for those.
Wow.
Damn, you guys have all the wildlife out there.
So Nick said we had a young bull elk mosey into the Chick-fil-A parking lot in August. Search for elk Chick-fil-A at Prescott Valley, and you'll see the video of it. I will have to do that, Nick, after we're done here.
That's awesome.
We don't get anything that interesting moseying around here.
Yeah, that's, when we talked to our interview with Bomber Steve, they were talking about like what wildlife or predators do you have in the area, and fortunately for goats, which are pretty
they're easy
victim
for
animal,
to target.
We really only have coyotes as our biggest predator. Other than like for small pets, it's raccoons and stuff like that. But
big hawks.
Out where you guys are,
eagles,
have the mountain lions, bears, all that.
Oh my. They want to close by November 30th, Adrian. Wow, they are pedal to the metal.
They're ready to get in there.
That's crazy. Off Kilter did someone say
Christmas?
Yes,
Santa,
we
did. They come
did.
with the house.
Huh?
They probably saw all of our animals and probably thought they come.
No, Did you ever find anything for your bunnies? I know you have like everybody pretty much. Well, they're going back where they came from the person she got them from.
Awesome.
Yeah, which is good. I admire how brave you've been with like rehoming your animals, because I would just be like beside myself. But I know you're gonna have so much fun in the Virgin Islands. Like 100% jealous that you're moving there.
Emma said Adrian will be drinking mojitos on the beach for Christmas. Sounds like it.
That wouldn't be bad at all, would it?
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you. It took us 3 months, but that's because of the VA stuff. Oh, I see. That makes sense.
Yeah.
We have bobcats to worry about over here. We have bobcats here too, but they're not as prevalent. I've heard them because they squall while we're walking in the dark to reduce fans and make us like walk faster.
Yeah, they have a wild squall.
They have a wild squall. It is crazy.
I know in other areas of Indiana that they're a lot more prevalent than they are here. Yeah. Which we're not complaining about because we have small animals that definitely come victim to.
So Adrian said, have not found a house for the bunnies. Had to call the humane shelter today to leave a message. Oh, I hope that they find someone before that. But bunnies shouldn't be too hard to rehome. Like even for the Humane Society to rehome. If we were closer, I'd take your bunnies because she's got a Holland lot too.
Oh, Bun Bun would like that.
Bun Bun needs a lover, I think.
Adrian said, "You mean happy my birthday? I wish I would drink something fancy for my birthday on the beach."
There you go. There you go, Adrian. That'll be so awesome. I'm so excited for you. 100%. That's a big change, but I think that's gonna be good. Like I keep saying, it's gonna be a good change.
Bruce, is it like meow?
Yeah, kind of like that, but a lot more scary and like gut wrenching in the dark. Where you're like, what was that?
Yeah.
I think the only like thing that I've completely freaked out about is there's one. Were you with me? The family of raccoons.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were both walking to our stand and like we could hear rustling in the leaves, which is not uncommon. Like going in the dark to flush deer, flush whatever's in the woods with you. But it was just weird because we kept hearing this rustling in the leaves and it kept getting closer and closer and closer. And Mark's like, screw this, I've got to see. Like brings up the flashlight. It's an entire family of raccoons just scooting.
Little ones too.
Little like tiny just scooting, running across the path.
They just like stop and look at us and keep walking. Like,
scared me to death.
Nice to meet you today.
Yeah, I was like, have a good day. Be on your way there. Don't want to meet your mom.
All I could think was like a human centipede thing, like because it sounded like somebody like
human centipede.
Yeah, my mind always goes to the worst places when it's dark and I hear noises. Adrian said that wasn't me.
It's a dog.
Promise. Adrian said it will be easier for the Humane Society to find a home. I've been trying for months now to find them a home. Yep.
Yeah, that's good too. That they will make short work of that. Mm-hmm. Gotta run. Y'all be easy. We'll be easy, Haas. You too, bud.
Glad you
said so. The person who's taking the chickens wanted an older flock, and my heart felt it was good. They come this weekend. The ducks and geese are going to the people who took the white geese. Oh, good. It's tough to find someone that wants like an older flock too. That's cool. Neat. It's like a party gift.
Speaking of chickens, hold on. Steve said, "Did Mark just pull it was the dog line again?"
Again, yes.
Yeah.
After he burped in my face, so we already know he's gassy tonight.
Yeah. Some pizza and like all kinds of pasta before the range.
What kind of pasta did you have?
It was cool. They brought it with them, so we eat at the range, which doesn't get any better than that. You have guns laying there, you have food. I was in heaven.
I was mowing the grass and dragging the trash out.
Yeah. Or I had to do that to help my friend though, and I did.
He helped his friend.
Yes.
He is a good friend.
But speaking of eggs, what I was gonna say is we actually got some large glass jars. I'll grab them here in a minute.
Yeah.
And you want to tell them what
we want to do the water glassing. And I know like people have mixed results with water glassing eggs, but I'm going to be seeking out the people that have been successful in wanting their recipes. So we actually have a friend who kind of works in a kitchen for like a larger catering area, and they do.
It's a Nazarene camp for churches, and she does the cooking there. She comes to our church, but
she's a fantastic lady.
Oh yeah, amazing cook, and she cooks for big groups. And there's actually sports teams that come there.
The Bearcats, the UC Bearcats go there all the time.
I got a poster with a bunch of their signatures. Ohio State, a bunch of schools use it because they have a football field there. They have like a nice dining hall, everything set up. But anyways,
She gave us
had
these big
these-
jars
what
so
should-
we can do the
Have
water
olives,
glassing. Yeah, and this one was
pickles, and
hamburger
she
dough
washed them
chips.
for us.
Yeah.
So our plan is, did you mention the eggs?
It still smells like pickles.
Actually, I can smell from over here. It just like pickles.
Does it smell good?
Maybe they can smell it. Okay.
Can you guys
I think
smell
this is an olive one. I don't like olives, so I'm gonna smell that one. But yeah, we're gonna try the egg trick
it?
that we saw on Facebook, and hopefully it turns out well because we're gonna try the eggs after they've been in there.
Well, you know, it's like Daniel Salatin said. He's like, there's a reason that God put your nose above your mouth, because if something don't smell good, you probably shouldn't eat it. So
Yeah.
and that
And
seems to
eggs-
be the same rule that people have been saying for water glassing their eggs. Like, if you open it up and it smells like a rotten egg, throw it out.
Yeah.
It didn't work. So it is kind of like rolling the dice, but I have seen a fair amount of people that have success. And if there's an easy way to store my excess of eggs that I end up having every year, then
Yeah.
I think this would be a good little
And if anything's
good
going to smell
example.
bad, a bad egg, you can definitely tell when
Yeah.
you crack it open.
Yeah.
So
and it kind
I
of
feel a
sucks
little bit
because like
better
our
about that.
girls are like done laying, and I'm one of those weird people. Like, I will not put a light in there. I will not up their protein. I
just
take
let 'em run
it.
their route.
Well, and the way I look at it is that's nature naturally saying, hey, it's time to let your body rest, and I'm gonna.
Moment of truth.
All right.
Are we back on? It's not on my phone yet.
Oh, Rutro. I see Emma's. Rutro. Oh, can you guys see us?
We're back.
We're
Yay!
back. Yay!
So our internet went down because I have our app for our security system, which is Ring Alarm, and it's like, hey, we lost connection.
Mhm.
So apparently our entire internet went down. Ashley's still over here sniffing the pickle jar. So yeah.
That's not like.
But like she said, the chickens deserve a break after laying all those eggs. Even though we really wanted to try the trick.
Yeah, Mark was like, "Are you sure? Are you sure they're done? Like, they are done. There's no way we'd get enough to even fill like one jar right now.
Yeah.
But when we're in peak production, like in the middle of the summer, easy."
Steve said that they are there. They are. Mark still doesn't look any better though. Sorry, Steve. This is the best you're gonna get over
You're
here.
so handsome. It's all
Yeah.
right.
Grow a beard for a reason. Try to cover up as much of my face as possible.
Bye, Adrian. Again, congrats, lady, on accepting your offer. I hope it all goes smooth for
Yep.
you.
Yep.
Look
Thanks
who's
for
back.
hopping on.
Back again. We are back. Tell your friends.
Emma said, I don't like pickles.
Ashley's
I'm picky about her pickles.
Like, I don't like Burger King pickles. I don't like McDonald's pickles. I don't like Wendy's pickles. I like pickles from Frisch's, but Frisch's is like Frisch's Big Boy is kind of like a regional here. I don't know if you guys have them elsewhere, but we have them here and they're fantastic.
Yep.
Yay, we're back, Patty. So I don't know if we're going to have a live next week. It might not be on Wednesday because we are leaving our homestead for a couple of days to go away with family to recoup and get some R&R. But what are some of the things that you guys do on your homesteads, farms, anywhere that you kind of get ready for, like your farm sitter or someone that's going to come by and watch your property?
I'm not picky. I don't like any pickles. And then Steve said, I'm a weird Aussie. I love pickles on my burger, not a traditional Aussie
really?
burger.
That's neat to think about because here, like, that's just, they're on there. Unless you ask for them to be taken off.
Yeah. But as Ashley mentioned, so we are heading out on a little vacation, having somebody house sit, of course, for our animals.
Mm-hmm.
One reason we're trying to get the duck pen finished for our own benefit, but also for
is that the livestock tried to kill my mom.
And honestly, because we're using the Premier One fencing and don't have like the actual gate set up, we sort of just like hop over the fence.
It's not convenient for me as a 33-year-old. It's even less convenient for my mother, who's
especially when you're trying to get in there with some feed or water. So
hi, Evelyn.
We're fortunate we have someone we can trust and watch our homestead. I know that was a big topic. Of talking at the Homesteaders America conference because it's not easy, especially when you have a variety of animals, trying to find someone to take care of.
Now we're fortunate. Like there's actually probably 2 or 3 people like in the immediate area that I could count on to come do this for me if I absolutely needed them to.
Some more black eyes for your mom.
Hopefully not. I hope not. Those little ones, I'm still trying to fix the fence. They just keep finding new ways to get out. Now the big fat goat that kept getting out, I'm like, I don't know how you're getting out of this pen. She stopped getting out, but I'm gonna have to stall those girls.
Stephanie said, I label everything and leave written instructions, which we've practiced as well. It does help a lot.
Yes.
Who gets fed what, and of course they have my phone number.
That's exactly what we do too.
Her mom says she definitely has a phone number.
I write my vet's number. My mom stays in our house too, so like because we've got the 2 dogs and we don't. I think it's worth
telling them the extra note you added last time about
my poor mom. The last time we do this every year, like around the fall break for our kiddos. It's just a family tradition. We all get together. We go to a cabin down in Tennessee and we chill out together, go run around, do things, see the Smokies, all the fun family stuff. So I always leave a really long list of detailed instructions for my mom just because even if she were to come up here and run through it with me a couple of times, there's still ways to forget it. There's a lot of different animals here. One of the bad things about having a menagerie. So I left her a really long note, and in there I said, hey, you're going to have to feed the bees because it's fall time and they need to be fed. You can find my bee suit here. And she just stopped what she was doing and like frantically trying to find my bee suit. If she'd have read further, it was ... haha, just kidding. I would never ask you to become a beekeeper overnight. So my mom's running through my house trying to find my bee suit. And I've got it all packed away because I'm like, I'm not doing this.
She made sure to scold her.
Yeah, she was. I called her that night to make sure like everything was going good and that nothing crazy was going on. And she's like,
Stephanie probably enjoyed that.
Thank you for your little shenanigans.
Goat cookies too.
Oh yeah, I made goat cookies like right before we left.
Which we have a video on.
There is a video out there.
Explains what those are if you're not sure.
Yeah, if you want a good goat cookie video that's like super easy to make, I've got it on the channel. But I made those cookies right before I left, and no joke, like they smelled good. They pretty much tasted good from what was left on my fingers, and I left them in a baggie on the kitchen counter because I figured Mom would know that they were cookies for the goats and want to feed them. And like after I called like a day or so later, she was like, "Man, those cookies were really good." And I was like, "What cookies? What cookies is she talking about?" She's like, "But there is something wrong in your mix. There's something really hard in them. Like they're just like break your teeth hard pieces." And part of the recipe calls for birdseed. So she was eating the goat cookies, which are made out of goat brain and apples and molasses and carrots and all of that wonderful good stuff, flour and birdseed. And I was like, Mom, those are cookies for our goats. Yeah. And I used birdseed. That's the hard stuff in them. She's like, oh my God.
Good thing is nothing in here don't harm her.
Nothing hurt her.
She just got a little bit of extra goat minerals.
She may have been manged by the end of the week.
So I think we missed a couple of comments here.
We did.
So Steve said, I still have to do an Aussie burger video.
Yes, you
Might do that one weekend. I'd love to see
that.
What
Would be
Aussie
awesome.
Like. That sounds like a great idea. Fairview Family Farm says, leaving for the Great Pyrenees National in November. I'm leaving lots of notes for the hubby and son.
Yeah, you have
Good
to.
idea.
Yeah, good
sounds
on
like
you.
Awesome time though. Great Pyrenees National. Let's see. Steve said, I'm going to fall over in shock if I ever find a conversation about goats that doesn't end up with word fence in it. It doesn't happen. Like you said, it basically has to be waterproof.
Yeah, you have to be able to throw water at it, and it needs to hold water.
And ours doesn't all the time.
She says, and Patty says, even here I leave a long list since it's plants and was pets when we would go places.
Hey, plants got to take
Stephanie,
care
yes, my poor mom. She had a, but now growing up, like I didn't joke with my mom a lot, so she takes me very seriously because like I tend to be pretty stoic most of the time for people. So I don't know if I
take the advice I got one time is you don't have to be good looking if you can make a girl laugh, because when you laugh, your eyes close. So I make her laugh a lot.
I'm gonna start laughing with my eyes open, but then it might be like really creepy, like ah.
Yeah. That works the opposite direction of you laugh.
Will it make you dislike me if I keep doing that?
It might just be like a creepy puppet look.
But it's just so funny because like growing up, I didn't really joke with my mom. Like we didn't have like. Even my sister, like, weren't really super duper close. Like, you got some sisters and mothers that are super close knit, and like that happened later on in life for me. I butted heads a lot with my mom growing up, so I didn't really have that chance to like joke around with her. So I do it now, and you can tell like throws her off. So he was filling in some of the cracks in our windows with great stuff, and it was like all balling up and falling in these little piles. And these little piles, when they dried, looked just like dog poop. So Mark's like, do you have extra paint?
No.
And he wanted to paint these to look just like poop. He did a great job. Like it looks like wet dog poop. It's shiny and everything.
Different colors of brown.
He like really mixed it.
Took it very seriously. That's only productive artwork I've done.
He did a very good job. Like so much so that like every now and then they will still get me. Like they'll be like one of the dogs pooped under the table, and I'll be like upset and go to clean up. Be like, you guys suck. But I did it to my mom. So we all went out to dinner one night, and I'm like, Mark, I'm gonna lay this in the middle of the floor, and then I'm gonna have them come inside. I'm gonna make sure it's my mom that sees it. So my mom's like, oh no, Ashley, your dog's pooped on your carpet again. Because it's happened more than one time. They get spiteful when we leave. And I came like, oh, hold on, I'll get the paper towel and I'll clean it up. And I went to grab it and act like I tripped, like, whoa. Like,
I was outside and I could hear.
She cussed at me and everything. She was not happy with me. I still love it. I still remind her daily. Yeah. Like, how'd you like that fake dog poop being thrown at you?
For sure.
Now we get to joke.
Emma said, I don't even have goats, but no matter what fence I put up, they're going to
get out.
Yep.
It's just a part of it.
You always have like the main culprits too. Like there's certain ones that are just way worse than
the
others.
Rogue animals.
Look at her. She found the goat cookie.
What? Link. You are so great, Emma. Your mom is going to disown you. She hasn't yet.
And she said, Stephanie said she'll look for it. The goats loved them.
The goats love them.
Like our daughter took in a couple, and like they bum rushed her into the gate. Like,
yeah, where I told her, I'm like, be careful.
We had to pull her back out. Like,
because we made them for like our Halloween party with our. We had a Halloween party with our goats too.
They smelled good. Even
they smelled great being cooked.
Mm-hmm.
Or baked. I guess it's not being cooked. Baked.
People said your poor mom.
Did she start charging at the fences after eating this cookie? Well,
couldn't keep her in the house.
She kept her in the house. She kept finding ways out.
Me and you said at least they weren't that bad. Ashley. There we go.
I love these.
Yeah. Some big comedians in here.
Thank goodness I'm so good.
Don't have to make people laugh then, Bruce.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Look at Emma put the dog
I know
emoji.
It's kind of funny though, because like you can tell my mom gets a kick out of it, but it's like a new aspect to our relationship. Like as I've gotten older and I've had my own kid.
But that's the way it goes on a homestead too.
Yeah.
You work on stuff and something gets frustrating, you just gotta laugh. Let go. So
laugh that turns into tears. We haven't had anything really, oh my goodness, knock on wood, where it's been like something where like I thought like I was gonna cry over it that it happened.
Has Rapunzel gotten down in a while? She been staying?
Nope, they're here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, Jojo, and there
Our
goes our
kid,
dogs.
our daughter just got dropped off.
Yep.
Hi.
I was gonna say, so we had a goat that was, speaking of keeping goats in a waterproof fence, had a goat that was constantly getting out.
She's a fatty.
I think we found the spot though, right?
She hasn't gotten out in about a week. So that is good. That is super, super good. The buck got out.
Patty said, I want the goat cookie recipe for my granddaughter's goat Bernard. I almost kidnapped him, but then fences. Bummer.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Fences can be both a blessing and a curse.
House train them.
Yeah, I've heard some people said that you can house train them. I don't know if I'd ever go that far. I bring them in every once in a while. Mo, our new goat, one of our new goats. So we got two new ones, Mo and Haley. Mo will like walk out in the yard with me and she stays right next to me. Joe's like, I can't wait to show her. And I'm like, watch, the moment we put a collar on her and try to lead her, she's going to be psycho.
Yeah.
She'll only walk.
Just because a goat buddies up to you does not mean they will walk well.
Yeah.
I mean, that really still takes a habit of practicing that. Because there's some goats that you wouldn't think would walk well, and they actually do pretty decent during. Last year we had some major struggles, so this year we definitely have to put some practice in.
The entire class, though, it wasn't just our goat. The entire class.
That's one funny thing we've noticed. So Nigerians do have some spunk to them as far as getting led.
Yeah.
So
yeah, they do.
You all right?
Okay. You got homework.
So Stephanie said sometimes you have to laugh to keep from crying.
Amen,
yes,
sister.
That's true.
Amen.
Well, Steve has to go. We have a couple of students going into precautionary ISA and have to make sure the rooms have linens for them. Have a great day, everyone. If you don't make it back before that,
we'll see you later, Steve.
Yep, I was glad you could stop by.
Yeah, thanks for stopping by. We always appreciate it. But I think we probably are getting ready to wrap it up, because even though we don't leave for a few more days, still need to do laundry and clean for my mom to come over, because I never want my mom to see my house as dirty as it normally is. We live here, so it's not a big deal. At least that's what I keep telling myself. So we've got a lot to do. We've got a lot of videos coming. I've got pepper pickling video coming up, farm update video. I've got all kinds of videos. So, and if you guys keep up with us on Facebook, you know it's coming way before other people do. So.
It was awesome talking to you all. Everyone have a great night.